Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it, and I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on. For the people who don't necessarily know what's going on, especially with, the scale or the frequency of the Bloodhunt news, right now I am doing Bloodhunt news whenever I feel that it's relevant to do a little news recap, because at this point in time in the life of Bloodhunt, it's not every week that's going to be filled with thrilling, informative information that you need to absolutely know about Bloodhunt. So these are a little bit more, infrequent. I'm going to at least keep that to at least once a month, but I'm still going to keep you informed with all of the things that either are happening or have happened with as much, advance that I can have, certain news items that come into my way. But yeah, I'm still supporting Bloodhunt. I'm still keeping those news reports going. Just as a little reminder for those who have not been listening to the latest news reports that I've been doing, I'm still keeping up doing all of this. So, yes. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Sunday, June 2nd, 2024. It is currently 8:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Today is the 168th day since the official release of Bloodhunt, and of course, currently activated in-game is the Primus Pass. The current patch that we are currently on is the community update. Can you believe... That's going to be the first thing. Can you believe that it has been 1 full year that we have been running on the community update, which is the last patch that has been put out for Bloodhunt? The community update has been posted on May 30th, 2023. And the game has still a community, still has a bunch of people playing. Normally, a video game which has posted its last patch and is it's a game as an online service. Online service game requires you to connect online to be participating. Usually these games kind of tend to die off in the next kind of few months after the last patch. But we have been still strong. We're still keeping up. Yes, the community, the number of players has been slowly dropping time after time. Recently, we had a little peak. We had a little more people coming into the game. There's always people coming inside the game all the time. That's always been a constant with Bloodhunt. There's always new people coming in the game, trying to play the game, try to go through the battle pass and all of this. Usually when they're done with the battle pass and they're done through a bunch of masteries, that's when they stop playing the game. But we've always got some more people that are interested because the game is free to play. It's on Steam, it's on PlayStation, it's a battle royale, it's about vampires, you got cool fashion. There's still people that are interested in playing this game. And we got some activities that are happening. Thank you, and Far, for keeping things going. We've been trying as much as possible, Far and myself, to keep things going in terms of the community, in terms of keeping the community active as much as possible, or at least give the semblance of activity inside the game. He said that right now it's been a year of us keeping up, doing all the things. So both of us, we really need a break. It's not a question of timing, or that we don't have faith in Bloodhunt anymore. It has nothing to do with this. It's just that at some point we need to breathe a little bit, and right now is the time for us to breathe a little bit. We both have a lot of things that are just happening at the same time for both different reasons, for different sorts of stuff. That's why we are both doing our own things. We need to make a pause. We need to reevaluate a whole bunch of things. It doesn't have anything to do with the game or the state of the game or any things like that, but it's just it feels like it's a good moment at the same time to just be okay, let's put a pause on this. Let's reevaluate the things. I don't know what Far's doing. She's doing her own things. As for me, I've always said, and I'm still continuing to say, I'm still going to be supporting Bloodhunt until they unplug the servers at some point. But I'm still going to be there, still going to come up with the news, still going to be streaming it as much as I can, depending on the little reflection that I have to do. I'm going to be talking about that later. But okay, despite all of this, Still have to continue the intro. We are recording this live on Twitch, so please give me a follow whenever you can to stay updated on Bloodhunt, because I'm going to be streaming here and there. It doesn't necessarily need that mean that I'm going to be like posting news all the time. But if ever you have some questions to ask me, if you want to know some things about Bloodhunt, I do know a lot of things if I'm live. And if you are live right now, feel free to ask me questions in chat, things that are, like, since we're recording the news, things that are relevant to what I'm going to be talking about here. If you got some other questions about other topics about Bloodhunt that I'm not talking right now, save those after I'm done with recording the news. Going to be talking about that. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I'm not a game dev. I'm not bound by an NDA for Bloodhunt. But I will do the best that I can to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. I do not work for Shock Mob. I do not work on Bloodhunt. So, don't ask me to change things about the game because I cannot. I'm just a content creator and streamer. I'm just a player of the game, and that's it. Khalior in his deathbed, we all lean close. It says Bloodhunt and then dies. Bloodhunt forever. Dying word. Continue with the same vibe, but slightly disturbed. We're gonna be looking at a whole bunch of stuff that has happened recently. So there are a bunch of stuff that happened recently. Some of the things are things that if you've been following the community, you already know those things. It's more of a question of like making sure they are archived or reported somewhere. I know I've got the screenshots already taken of all of these things, but it's just to make sure that they're at least it's posted online and recorded somewhere just for archival and recording purposes. So we are going to be looking at a whole bunch of stuff. As usual, I'll be posting all the links inside the chat for everything. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, all the links to everything that I'm going to be showing there, all the links are inside the description with some timestamps if ever you want to go forward, move to some other things. And let's start. Let's start with the latest things that happened. So just going to recap what happened last week. I've already told people that this was going to happen. But yeah, we had a special week of Twitch drop that happened last week. So May 21st to May 31st. We had the Scourge mask. So it's a brown version of the Plague Doctor mask. And the Dystopia mask, which is an item that is inside the in-game store. But you could get it for free during the time of this week-long Twitch drop. That was the thing that happened. We got that for 1 week. And now, as they've announced previously, there was going to be, at the beginning of June, there was going to be a new series of Twitch drops. We're going to see exactly what's going to be happening. And it turns out that it's going to work a little bit like they did last year for summer campaigns. So here is the Discord message by Tobias that he's posted on the Inner Circle content news. So hello again, as promised, here's the news about the Summer Drops campaign. So for May 31st to June 28th, so for the entire month of June, we've got these vanity items: Kill Time, Unworship, Burnout, Scribbled Away, and 2 default drops. The 2 default drops turn out to be, as usual, the Milk outfit and the I'm sorry, I completely blanked out. It's the Milk outfit and the Swift Vision eyewear that they've been putting in all of the drops, because these are kind of like the default original drops that we had in Bloodhunt, so they've added them there. Kind of curious to know exactly when the Pineapple Jacket is actually going to be coming back as a default drop, but anyways. So that's for the month of June. For the month of July, we're going to have the Skullburst outfit, Unholy Smokes mask, Gerard outfit, and Dropner outfit, plus the 2 default drops. And for the month of August, it's going to be the Vengeful Dawn eyewear, Shoot Brains Out emote, the Angsty outfit, and the Lurker outfit, plus 2 default drops. And as for August, so finish out the month of August. There's still 1 week left to the month. There's going to be the Exile outfit and the Punk outfit. And apparently the Summer Drops campaign will not end there at the beginning of September. They will still run for the rest of September, but we don't have any details about this. So this is the moment again to let you know in the following months, if ever there's some items that have been available through drops that you missed out on, or that you remember from a long time ago that there were some items. I also have a special list that exists out there where you've got all the lists of all the existent items that have been available through drops. When an item is available through drops, it's usually only available. They're only going to bring it back as drops because it's already been coded and prepared to be available only through a drop, the Twitch drop. If ever there's some things that you want to see happen, make sure that you respectfully post that inside of the Bloodhunt Discord. It's certainly the community managers and the people who look through the things that are happening inside the community. They all note that. They all take note of all this. You're gonna see, like, in all the items that I've said that I posted right there, there are some that have been requested by some individuals inside of the Bloodhunt Discord. So if you want some things to come back for the month of September, make sure that you let the community managers know that there's some things that you want to see come back. Maybe there's gonna be more people, and it's gonna guarantee that they're gonna come back. So these items, right now, like I said, there is the first one that is already available right now. So it is, hold on, let me post it here. Boop. These are the current Twitch drops that we had. So like I said, the Kill Time outfit, which is for male Nosferatu only. The Scribbled Away eyewear, that's been a long while since we've seen that come back here. There is the Burnout outfit for male characters. And there is the never seen before Unworship glasses here. Now you might be asking yourself, like, why? Like, we've seen those glasses before. Not exactly. It's just a different tint of a color of eyewear. Now, if I can just bring that here. Hold on, just give me a second. I completely forgot to take the time to do a compare, but here is quickly a compare of these two eyeglasses. If I can just show it properly. There we go. So this is a little darker, I would say even like a little bit more purple or dark blue version of these eyeglasses. For some outfits, there could be a difference, but these are the ones that we already had, and these are the new ones that we got this week. So first time that these are available, at least this specific one is available. Some might say it's not very, it's not super warranted to be like, oh, it's a new thing. No, but it's been a new thing. It's a different tint. It's a different variation. It's a recolor. It happens. But these are all going to be available for the rest of the month, on top of the Swift Vision eyewear and Milk outfit. So you can claim those for anyone who streams Bloodhunt with drops activated on the Twitch settings after watching 4 hours of content. Now, I want to repeat this. This is available from everyone. So this is changing from the model of limiting the drops to 100 streamers. Like from the streamers that have been streaming Bloodhunt, it's kind of rewarding them for streaming Bloodhunt. We're in the top 100, so it means that only these top 100 streams are able to have those drops on the stream. That's what we normally do. But for the summer, they're doing what they did last summer, which is kind of like the community managers are busy. Okay, they're busy with other stuff right now. They're busy with they're keeping an eye on a lot of Exoborne things that are happening right now. They like Shark Mob is in full production, full working on Exoborne right now. So if they've got all their resources spent on that, making the top 100 list, it's not exactly It's not exactly rocket science, but sometimes every time that a new person tries to do it, there's always some mistakes. And it's even if there are some mistakes, it doesn't mean that, in this current state of the community managers, it might not be corrected like super quickly or efficiently. And also, like, it's summertime, so there's going to be a lot of people taking vacations at different times. Doing the top 100 stuff for Bloodhunt, it's not going to be something that's going to be like very much in priority. So last year, what they did is they just opened up the category for drops for everyone, and that lasted throughout the summer. And then at some point, like during the fall, they reverted back to top 100 streamers. There is a negative side to that. It's that right now, since there's no exclusivity, it means that everyone can have drops on their channel. They just need to have Twitch drops activated. They don't necessarily need another like special thing that happens in the background. So now the category has immediately started being invaded by people who are farming drops. Now, farming drops are the people that are we're talking about people that are, streaming that farming drops. They're saying that have 24/7, 24 hours streaming drops, AFK streaming, and all of this. The difference from last year is that Twitch has now stated that people who are actively farming drops or doing like AFK streaming, that kind of thing, while having drops activated, they are not allowed to do this anymore. It is against the rules. It's now a part of the spams and scams policy for Twitch. I'm saying this for the people who are interested, especially in the Bloodhunt category, because suddenly we're getting invaded by these people and going like, what can we do against that? Well, now that this is against Twitch policy, we can now go inside a person's Twitch that is doing like 24/7 AFK streaming and all of that for drops. We can use the report live stream for something, and then you can go inside the spam, scans, and bots section to report people, and probably report for a scam. And you can just say that they are 24/7, all of that. I've asked the question specifically to Twitch support, like in reply to this, like asking, like, can you give us directions on how to report people? Like, how can our reports be more effective to remove people? I've been looking at other categories, not just Bloodhunt, like other categories that have, drops farming open to everyone all the time, and seeing like, are there any solutions? I haven't found any, but I just seen that there's other communities, other categories that are afflicted by these kinds of streamers. So from what we've been looking at, apparently, like, this is the way to do it. Report under spam, scans, and bots, and report under this is a scam. There is no point in reporting to Shark Mob necessarily. Because there are, like, when the campaign is available to everyone, there is no way that Twitch has put forward that we can block. There's no block list for people for that. If it's a restricted list, like the top 100 streamers list, they can now actively, while a campaign is going, they can add and remove people at their will. But once it's available for everyone, there is no block list. So that's unfortunate, and I hope that Twitch does something about this. But apart from that, it's up to all of us. It's up to everyone inside the category of Bloodhunt. If you see a person, go and report live stream, report for spams and scams, preferably scams, because they are not allowed to do that. And this is according to their articles in here, that is something that is no longer, that is something that is how can you say, like, it's bannable. It's something that they will penalize streamers. They're not penalizing people from using, like, getting their drops from people that do 24/7 AFK drops farming. like the viewers are not going to be penalized. It's going to be the streams and the streamers that are going to be penalized for doing that. So there you go. That's my PSA for this. And I'm going to be repeating this as much as I can, probably throughout the summer, to tell people, like, let people know what they need to do in order to get those out of the category. But at the same time, I'm going to mention two things about this specifically. One, even though they might be bot viewers that might be entering the category, it still manages right now to give a little bit more viewers inside of the category. So it's not entirely all bad, but it still makes the category look bad. And the other thing about this is I've been seeing some streamers have a big reaction to this. My question to them is now, well, why aren't you streaming Bloodhunt? Because I know for a lot of people that used to be streaming Bloodhunt, for one reason or the other, they have not been streaming Bloodhunt. They've been looking at other games. It's normal, it's part of the circle of like content. We aren't forcing anyone to stream Bloodhunt when you don't feel like it, because it's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be entertaining for anyone. I totally understand that. But at the same time, it might be a little bit more of a motivation thing for other people to go like, hey, how about I stream Bloodhunt? And I go like, hey, here, real life streamer here can answer your question. Don't encourage or don't look at the people who are farming the category. Just that. All right, moving on to a different topic. Like I said, it's going to be... well, no, not exactly moving on to a different topic. Let's look at the drops. So I said a lot of the drops that I've mentioned a lot of the drops, but I have not. I've made some mock-ups for the things that are incoming. So wait, why did I close this? I don't have the details in front of me anymore. Yep, because I'm an idiot. There you go. Okay, so I made some mock-ups just before starting the news recording. So this is what they look like. Oh god, let's move this here so everyone can see. There we go. So this is for the month of June. So next month, this is the kill. Whoops. No, the next month it is the Skullburst outfit, Unholy Smoke's mask, Gerard outfit. So by the way, this is male Nosferatu only. This is male Toreador only. And the Dropner outfit, which is female female Bruja only. So these are for July. For August, we've got the Vengeful Dawn eyewear, which we haven't seen for a very, very long time, and it's good to see those back because they're freaking awesome. There is the Shoot Brains Out emote, which is probably not the best picture, but it works well. The Angsty mask, and the Lurker outfit, which is male Nosferatu only. And then for the last little itty bitty week of August, like I said, it's going to be the Exile, female Bruja only outfit, and the Punk male Bruja only outfit. This is what we're going to have for 1 week only. And then after that, we don't know for what's going to be happening for September, but this is a quick look. These are quick mock-ups that I made myself of what we are looking forward. What's going to be happening in terms of drops that we're going to have. So that's it. Now, looking at community voting. So I have a whole month of community voting results to go through. So I'm just going to go through those quickly, just so you know exactly what's been happening, because people like to know that. And also, like I said, I need to archive those. So in terms of voting results for the week of May 12th, what we got was at 37%, we had Skybar, Red Light, and Graveyard. For legendary weapons, we had at 40% of the votes, we had Crossbow, Tommy Gun, Dual Pistols, and Dual Crossbows. And at 49% of the votes for artifacts, we had the Nodus Volume and Hand of Glory. For the voting choices that we had that week, we had... for legendary weapons, we had the choice of assault rifle, burst rifle, dual SMGs, and pistol. Option 2, auto shotgun, flare gun, Tommy gun, and pub shotgun. Option 3, we had toggler, hunting rifle, double tap, and marksman. For TDM maps, we had the choice of Harbor, Old Town Square Library, Graveyard, Burning Church at Slaughterhouse, and Rodolphinum, Red Light, and Divine Disco. And as for artifacts, we had the choice of Hand of Glory, Rourke's Ram, Nodus Volume, Crow Famulus, Expediter's Boots, and Eye of Thorns. The result of that vote, which happened a week later, were this. So at 40% of the vote, we had Rodolphinum, Red Light, and Divine Disco. For legendary weapons, at 61%. This was huge, by the way. I don't remember a vote this huge before. We had assault rifle, burst rifle, dual SMGs, and pistol. And for artifacts, at 35%. So community divided, community very divided. We had Hand of Glory and Rourke's Ram making its ramicious return. I don't know how to call it. Rammy return? Finally, it has been like such a long time that we've seen Rourke's Ram in the game. And that is what they had to play with in the competitive tournament that we had that week. Now, after those results, it means that we had new choices for that. So... community vote results. What we actually technically, no. It's like the choices that we had to, the possible choices for the items that we've just had this week. So it was between Crow Famulus, Hand of Glory, Eye of Thorns, Rourke's Ram, Nodus Volume, and Expediter's Boots. For TDM maps, we had the choice of Slaughterhouse, Divine Discord, and Library. Divine Discord. Disco. Not Divine Discord. Divine Discord. Library. Option 2, Old Town Square Memorial Park Red Light District. And Skybar, Rooftop Restaurant, and Rodolphinum. Skybar, also known as best map in the game. For legendary weapons, we had the choice of Toggler, Hunting Rifle, Dual Pistols, and Auto Shotgun. Dual Crossbows, Double Tap, Assault Rifle, and Burst Rifle. And option 3, 9-barrel, Sniper Rifle, Pistol, and Tommy Gun. These were the choices. What did we actually end up playing this week? Well, these are the results. We had, at 42% of the vote, we had Slaughterhouse, Divine Disco, and Library, Dual Crossbows, Double Tap, Assault Rifle, and Burst Rifle, and we had the Crow Famulus and the Hand of Glory at 44% of the vote. So very, very, very strong. Some people may have looked into the data of this and have said that we were 122 votes away from having the boots option. It only had a margin of 121 votes to have the two votes equal. So remember to keep voting, people. Remember to keep voting. This was the closest that we ever had in terms of artifacts, as far as we know, because finding the actual numbers of between the votes, like that's something that's posted somewhere. It's not necessarily made super public, but some people managed to discover like the values of the votes. This was so close, so remember to keep voting, people. Even if you say, oh, again, it's the hand again, all of that, gonna cry, always gonna see 100. We only need 122 votes to not have this happen. Just letting you know. So the voting choices that we had last week for this week were between Crofamulus, Nodus Volume, Hand of Glory, and Eye of Thorns, Expeditious Boots, and Rourke's Ram for artifacts. For TDM maps, we had the choice of Library, Memorial Park, Rooftop Restaurant, Harbor, Rodolphinum, and Skybar, and Graveyard, Old Town Square, and Divine Disco. For legendary weapons, we had the choice of Burst Rifle, Crossbow, Double Tap, and Dual Pistols, Pump Shotgun, Toggler, 9-Barrel, and Assault Rifle, and Marksman, Hunting Rifle, Revolver, and Double Barrel. What did people actually choose? Well, at the time of this current recording, it was about an hour and 24 minutes that the votes have been made public. And right now, what we're working with this week, it is at 37%. So very divided vote inside the community. For TDM maps, we have Library, Memorial Park, and Rooftop Restaurant. For legendary weapons at 46%. Huge margin inside the community. Pump Shotgun, Toggler, 9-Barrel, and Assault Rifle. And for artifacts at 37% of the votes. I'm anxious to see what exactly the numbers were for this and how big the difference was between this and the boots option. But we got the Hand of Glory and Eye of Thorns. That's what we got for this week. So, interesting choice. I like to see, in terms of legendary weapons, I see that we've got a good variety of weapons that we've got there. A lot of mid to long range, I would say. Mid to long range, especially looking at these three here. But yeah, I'm happy to see Library in TDM maps. I hope I'm going to have a lot of time to play this week. Anyways, so that's what we got. That's what we got for this week. In terms of choices, so remember, you have up until next Sunday to put, next Sunday evening to put in your votes for these options. For artifacts, we got Rourke's Ram, Nodus Volume, Expeditious Boots, and Eye of Thorns, Hand of Glory, and Crofamulus. Very interested to see what the community is going to vote here. Is it going to be finally the week where the hand gets outvoted? It's been more than a month that we've been running around with the Hand of Glory inside the game. Is it time to break the cycle? Is it time to bring the boots again? Or is it time to break the cycle completely and have Rourke's Ram and Nodus Volume inside of the game and not have the boots or the hand? What is the community going to choose? I'm very interested to see the result. For TDM maps, we've got Library, Divine Disco, and Railway Station, Abandoned Mall, Harbor, and Rooftop Restaurant, and option 3, Old Town Square, Rodolphinum, and Graveyard. If you want to know my special recommendation, I would say go with option 1 if you don't care about TDM. I know a lot of you don't care about TDM. They just post whatever. Just go with option 1. Personally, because never vote for Rodolphinum. That's my opinion. For legendary weapons, we've got the options of Toggler, Flare Gun, Crossbow, and Pistol. Dual Crossbows, Double Tap, Silence SMG, and Dual SMGs. And option 3, Double Barrel, Assault Rifle, Marksman Rifle, and Hunting Rifle. Now, I was talking about this on the stream, and I was looking at what seems to be the at least more balanced. As usual, I'm looking for something that is going to be a little bit more, whenever you open a box, you're going to have something like for close range, long range, all of that. I think that the one that is the most rounded of the options is probably option 3 here, with Double Barrel, Assault Rifle, Marksman Rifle, and Hunting Rifle. That's my own choice. That's my personal thing. I think that the community might be voting in that direction also because there's the Assault Rifle here. I don't see a lot of people in the community going with a lot of close to mid-range options in option 2. And I don't think that the community was necessarily going to go with something like Flare Gun and Pistol in the same options, even though I know there are some people that might go for Toggler and Crossbow. There's strong people that are the strong opinions about the Golden Crossbow, strong opinion about the Golden Toggler. So maybe the combo of those two is going to compensate for the other two. We're going to see. Also, it's been a while since we've seen the Golden Flare Gun in terms of options. So you never know. Sekiro. Is ranked coming back? No, it is not. Ranked mode was only inside the game during season 1 at the launch of the game. And unfortunately, the main answer is ranked was not popular, was insanely not popular, to the point where the devs said, okay, let's remove this and bury this, because there's no point in us investing much more time into like fixing ranked or to improving ranked, especially at the time where they had other things to worry about. So it's just a question of like bad timing that made ranked not a good option to spend the dev time on it. And especially right now, we do not have any more development on that is being spent on Bloodhunt. All the development right now in Sharkmob in the Malmo office is all spent on their upcoming game, extraction looter shooter Exoborne. So right now we don't have any dev work. There's no indication. There's no reason for finance and management upstairs at Bloodhunt at Sharkmob. There's no reason for them to dedicate any more money on Bloodhunt as of this moment. Could always be like a possible resurgence of the game. That's what we're all hoping for. Suddenly we get a bunch of people they only understand numbers upstairs. In order to invest more into Bloodhunt, we need to give them a reason to invest more in Bloodhunt, and not just pretty please or we really want it. They have to see in terms of numbers. They have to see numbers of people that are coming back to the game, numbers of people who are interested in this game, and then they're going to go like, okay, here are our reasons why we think an investment on Bloodhunt is going to maybe give us some returns. Because they've invested a lot on Bloodhunt for a while, but really what they've wanted to do was to, I feel, get a first game out there to kind of work together as a new studio, get everything working. We're going to make a first game to see what we want to do. Like, are we able to work together as a company? Like, get all the systems, get everyone inside the office to work together, get a first game out, then maybe make some improvements, and then work on the game that we actually want to make, which is Exoborne. So that's why a lot of the resources right now are really spent on Exoborne, and we're only getting the community for Bloodhunt still being maintained by its own will. So all of the things that you're currently seeing like coming out. So let me just be there. So if you were seeing like some things coming out, like the drops, it's because the drops, there is already a very big bank of items that have been set up as drops, and they can afford to just already predetermine and prearrange drops in advance. They can already program that, and it's very low effort for them to do that for the community. And there's people that will follow drops all the time. So it's not new content. It's all things that are already existing inside the game. They just need to program with Twitch to release all of the things in advance. For tournaments, yeah, so for the rest of the stuff, every other event is made by the community. So it's all community-driven events, giveaways, tournaments, all of that stuff, competitive events. It's all made by the community. So one way that you can, so first of all, there needs to be someone inside the community that decides to step up and organize some things, and then get in communication with the community managers, who are then going to support us. We still have like the full game. We don't have developers anymore, but we still have like a full game still working. We still have, server support, customer support, like the tickets are still happening. We still have anti-cheat people. We still have community management. We still have a Discord. Now you need to join the Bloodhunt Discord. There's a channel that's called Community Events. You look into that channel, keep tabs on that channel, because whenever there's going to be something that's going to be made by the community, it's going to be posted there. And that's where you're going to see events, or that's where you're going to see tournaments. I'm going to be talking about tournaments in a moment, about some things. We've had a lot of events happen just by ourselves, just the community by itself. We've been trying to sustain as much things as possible just to keep the community going. So, speaking of which, That's a good segue. There was last weekend. Yeah, last weekend there was a competitive trios tournament PC for the Americas region that I have organized, that I have put together. And so, yeah, these were to get the famed. Oh my god, sorry about that. The famed competitive masks and icons and banners that go along with it. So, we have now the winners that have been officially posted. So, the results are there. Got a spreadsheet there with all the results that happened there. So the winners, first place was Gimme the Cereal Double Claw, which is Jabori, and Bring Me Chips, which is Jay. And then in second place, we had Movement Buff, Prop Hunt, and Baby Smokey. And in third place, we had Ziggy, and then we had Tosa, Evil Quaint, the 15th, and Nevi. There was an issue that happened, okay? So at some point, there were some people that had to drop for a team, and then we had to find other people, and then we switched it up, and then suddenly they came into third place. I'm just going to take the time to read what I wrote here, just to be careful, because I know that there's a few people that were wondering about this. Let me read this. About third place, a decision was made on the fly to swap any players that we could find to have a full team playing to finish the event. Okay, because some people dropped, and then we had to replace them with Quaint and Nevi. Had we had more time to ponder and discuss the matter, normally the team should have been excused and the event should have moved on with 9 teams. So it was it was a decision that was made on the fly to replace with people. If we had the time to talk, but it was in the middle of the event, okay? It was in the middle of the event. We didn't really take the time to talk about this, but if we had taken the time to talk about this, oh my god, the music was just gone. Okay, if we had the time to talk about this, we would have said like, okay, your teams doesn't work. It's not working. It's not a trios anymore. Thank you for playing. You're being removed, and we would have gone on with 9 teams. However, we went with that decision, and so we won't be retroactively switching the results. Doing so would multiply the issues and ultimately the amount of winners, and this is not a fundament where we can afford to dish out prizes like candy. Because there are some people that are going like, wait a second. So this means that the third place, it doesn't have people, and then you switched around. That doesn't go necessarily against the rules. We demand that you change the results, and team number 4 becomes... the people in rank number 4 become rank number 3, and these teams, the other team gets removed entirely from the... There was a whole hullabaloo. There were a whole bunch of exchanges from different people about that. Basically, is just like, we're going to stick by our decision that we had made. Now we know what we know, so we had to stick with our decision. And also the consequences of not sticking with our decision, of going with the results that some people were asking us to do, would have created in giving so many prizes that at some point, Far and I were looking at each other, we're just going like, wait a second, have we taken this competitive, exclusive event? Are we just turning it into a fundament where almost half of the people who participated get prizes, which is just not, which goes against the philosophy and the exclusivity of having a competitive tournament. So a competitive tournament was made to have the competitive prizes. If we don't have a competitive setting, we cannot give out the competitive prizes. And if it's not necessarily our decision to make, but it's the community managers. They have their own standings. They have their own settings. Because if like these are especially made for competitive events. If your event that you're organizing turns out not to be competitive, they're going to go, well, we have all these other prizes that we can give you. Your event was not competitive. You know, there was no competitive incentive behind all of this. So we're not giving out the prizes. They reserve them. Remember that the community managers reserve themselves the decision to give out or not the prizes. Remember, there's other rules. There's also, no drama. They said the moment that you bring drama, we're not going to give out those prizes. And blah, 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 blah. Like, keep yourselves in order, gang. All of that stuff. So, if ever we were to be setting up a new competitive tournament, this kind of situation, now we know what we're going to do. And now we would be sticking to, we would have removed that other team and they would not have been in third place. That's kind of a mea culpa at the same time. Also not. Also, that's another little announcement that I made during the event when we were talking about it. I was having a hard time getting people to sign up for the competitive tournament for the Americas region. I thought with all of my heart that Americas was not going to be a problem. The competitive American players talk a really big game, so I was thinking like a lot of them are just going to be like, bam, I open up the signups, I'm going to have my 14 teams, like my 10 teams competing, my 4 teams back up. It's going to be a gas. Turns out not. Turns out I had to leave the signups opens for a very long time. Turns out I had to invite some people from Europe to join in the event to get it completed. So I said that there were going to be like some consequences coming out of this, because we did one that was for Europe, or at least the European region, grand region, and we're going to do one for Americas, and then I was going to look at the results of this. So basically, both of the events turned out to be global events. It's just with a little preference of like either Americas or either EU in terms of ping. So of course the people that jumped in that were from other regions than the region that we were looking into accepted that they were going to be at a disadvantage because the ping was going to be very high for them and it was going to be very low for most of the other people participating in. I know some people that, like the people that played in their own region, were really happy about having an event where their ping wasn't horrible, and that was great. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily see any kind of reason to continue that way, or maybe there is a reason to continue that way, so just we can make it like, so this tournament's going to be more fair for European players, this tournament's going to be more fair for American players. But it turns out that there's people that didn't mind, that did sign up still, so I think it's going to be it could be still continued, like it can still continue to move on to be like those, like not necessarily being going into how can I say, like making them restrictive per region, but I think that we can still make an event that is going to, like, more competitive tournaments that are going to be like, okay, this one is going to be favoring EU, this one's going to be favoring Americas, but let's still open up right off the gate. Let's open it up to everyone. Not going to be like a period of restriction and all of that, and still have that happen. I think that is the way that I would move forward if I were to continue to move forward. Unfortunately, myself, I will not be moving forward with continuing to make trios competitive tournaments like I've announced. The competitive stuff seems to be taking a lot of time, and right now I need to distance myself. I need to regain a little bit more of time for myself as an event organizer, and so if someone else wants to take the mantle, wants to take the baton of organizing trios competitive tournaments for PC, you're free to do so, because yeah, it's not something that right now I want to continue doing. Maybe later on, maybe in the fall or something like that. Right now, it's just because it's my own things that need to be taking priority right now. I've done 3 of those events in a row like that, plus other events. Like I said, I need to take a break, so it's not anything that to say against the community or any of that. I just get to say, like, there's a lot more that is involved into organizing these events than just simply putting out the event and that's it. There are a lot of discussions to be had. It's, sometimes organizing this event, it's less time spent on organizing everything and more time taking care of politics and taking the time to talk about people that because you get a lot of heat and a lot of discussions from people who want this or that person banned from the event, or they want specific things banned from the event, or they want to basically have their own tournament with their own little settings that they want. To which people I try to argue, well, then make your own tournament. I am not going to do that. I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. That's all the events that I've been trying to do. That's what the events that FAR's been trying to do, trying to make it fair to as many people as possible. Now, if you want to make your own event where you're excluding and barring people and banning people and barring like weapons and all of that stuff, so it's just like, I don't know, duels at dawn with just the starter pistol 1v1, you can make that. But make it. Don't ask me to make it for you. There's a lot of people that come in with like suggestions of things to do. I tell them like these ideas are really good, but they don't interest me. I have no interest in making those. And also I'm not the sole guardian and keeper of making events for the community. Like, other people step up. And in the light of FAR taking a break from making tournaments, me taking a break from making competitive tournaments, I'm going to be making some stuff, but like I said, it's going to be a lot of low energy, low responsibility from me as I'm looking into a bunch of things. I need to make the point about my life and all of that. It's up to you. Do it. If you want some help, if you want some people with experience telling you how we're doing it, have access to the tournament Discord that we're using and all of that, we're here to help. But just like, it's hard to find people that want to organize some things inside the community and are actually sticking to it. We've had some people that have been on and off telling us, hey, we want to make those events, we want to make those things happen. Okay, we're good, we want to help you. And then we don't hear anything from that person for a month, 2 months, and they're just like, you know what, I don't feel like making those events anymore. So we're just like, okay, we're not going to force you. It's up to people to actually step up and do things. That's always been the thing that I've been telling people about for a year and a half at this point. Step up and actually do what you say that you're going to do. For some people, it's really hard to do. Anyways, it's my usual diatribe that I tell people a lot of the time. Anyways, so that's what's happening with that. So, another thing that is currently happening inside the community is we still got fashion victims. Right now, the fashion victims, I only have 7 submissions. I have up until right now, so the form is still up. I'm going to look at it tomorrow, so you still have the evening. For the people who are watching this live, you have the evening to submit your fit. So look at this. This is, again, the way that it works is you submit your fit for the theme of the week. So it's freestyle. You can do whatever you want, and all the people that are going to be selected, we're going to select 6, and then we're going to put out a vote at some point this week, and all the people in the community are going to vote. The winner that's going to be chosen from the community is going to win these 4 cosmetics. Going to get the 4 cosmetic codes for this. So this is a flamingo eyewear, the spectral wing tattoo, the slumber maker icon, and love letter banner. There are going to be all of this. And then we're going to be putting out the vote. From all the people who vote, there is going to be one person that is randomly going to be awarded the Bend the Knee emote when that's going to happen. Now, I have noticed in the last event and also this event that there's been a very big lack of participation from people to send us their outfits. So I'm gonna be looking very, very closely at it. There might be a possibility that maybe next time or maybe in the future I'm just going to put a stop on fashion victims and maybe bring it back at some point, maybe later on, maybe sometime after the end of the summer. So that's what's going to be happening. I'm going to be looking at it, but really, like, we need more things inside the community for people to participate in. Maybe people are burnt out on the whole fashion victims concept. We need to bring something else than that. It's possible. If that is what it's needed, then yeah, let's bring in some ideas, because people have been wanting for fashion events to happen inside the community. So yeah, we need to find something else, because we got a lot of cool fashion in the community. Maybe we need something different. Who knows? Anyways, another thing that happened since last time I did the news was I had a big channel follower giveaway that happened. I am very, very, very happy about the number of people who joined up during this event. We gave out a lot of prizes at that time. A lot of Techno Demons, Embers and Ashes makeups, whole bunch of masks that were not available at the time, some banners and icons and all of that stuff. There are some people that I know I still have to contact. I have not been able to get a one-on-one conversation. I'm not forgetting you. I still got you. Still got to get back to you. I know some people send me some Twitch DMs recently. I'm going to get back to you so I can give you your information. I don't remember if it's the PlayStation card or the Steam card, but there's a few people I still need to talk to. I was happy to see that for most of the people who joined up, that I managed to dodge a lot of or at least the majority of the people that made secondary accounts, alt accounts, and all of that to try to get as many codes as possible on their side. I am not happy, though, that at least one person that I know of, who has managed to claim 4 codes out of me. And that person, I do not have any necessary proof of that, but I've got like several people in my DMs that told me, like, by the way, this is a secondary account of that other person. So, unfortunately, they told me a little bit too late. So the codes were given to these individuals, that individual, basically. So that person should probably know to maybe stop being so friendly with me in the Discord DMs and being like, hey, Khalior, my best buddy, my best friend, and all of that. You are not getting any other thing from me from now on. Not going to put you out, not going to say your name out loud, because technically I don't have any proof. But consider this the last time that you're getting anything from me. My chance is getting Cookie Simulator. So, yeah, it sucks that people have to resort to that instead of making sure that as many people as possible get chances. But, yeah, I'm disappointed, as goes for a lot of things that are happening inside the community. Like, sometimes whenever I have an event or a giveaway, there's always people that come in with their 4th or 5th Twitch account, 4th or 5th Discord account, new emails and all of that, and try to get around the rules, try to argue with me or Far into getting them some special codes for them. We try to tell them no, they still insist, they still try to do it, still come in with like, oh, I am new person into Bloodhunt. I do not know how things work. Can I have code, please? And we're just like, no. Who the fuck do you think you are? Anyways. So yeah, we notice, we know a lot of them, and there's a reason why some people are getting a little bit less respect than others. Sometimes it's just a whole case file that we have on some people is, you know. Also, if ever you manage to get like multiple codes out of us, or manage to go around the rules, continue to go into other people's Discords and channels and gloat about the fact that you are getting multiple things from us and bending the rules and all of that stuff. Continue to do that. That's how we can know that you've done it sometimes. It's only if you gloat about it. So continue to do that. So, on a little bit more positive note, we know that on June 29th, I don't have anything to show for this, but on June 29th, this month, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, there is going to be a PlayStation competitive tournament event that is going to be happening. It's organized by Sour D, member of the community and streamer. This one apparently, he's told me, the first one that is going to happen is going to be for USA only. And he said the following month it's going to be European style. It depends. It depends how the first one is going to be happening. I asked Sour more information. He told me yesterday that he is going to be soon posting the sign up. He's going to be soon making advertising for it. But yeah, if ever you're a PlayStation player, mark your calendar. June 29th is going to be, I believe, a trios competitive tournament that's going to happen. I know that there are some things that were earlier in the stream before I started recording. Tobias was in the chat, and I was asking Tobias, hey, so you said you were going to organize something for trios, and there were going to be some ranked prizes that are going to be in that event that you're going to be doing for June. What about that? What about other things that you said that you're going to do? He said, I'm going to keep you posted on that, but everything might be delayed for other things, because right now he is chin deep. He is chin deep into the Exoborne playtest, which is currently going on right now. So they're extremely busy at Sharkmob right now. All the extra stuff that they could be doing is going to take maybe a break, and maybe going to take a pause, because they are in the middle of that. They are on fire right now working on Exoborne, so we can't necessarily expect much more of them. Just before I get back onto Exoborne, actually, since I am talking about Exoborne, might as well just skip in my news. Yeah, so right now, currently, Sharkmob is doing a playtest, which is actually happening right now. From May 30th to June 5th, there is currently a closed playtest that's going on. You will not hear anything about it. You will not be seeing any streams, any screenshots, any discussions about it, because everything is under NDA. And if you hear someone share videos or screenshots or talk about their impressions about it, they are violating their NDA, which means a lot of possible nasty stuff, but it means that you are going to be having a little talk with lawyers after that. NDAs about a game that is not even in its beta phase is, you are talking, you're not talking to community managers or any of this. You are getting a letter from lawyers, and then proceedings start. Just letting you know. Right now, this playtest is for US and Canada, and they said it was the first playtest. So that means that it's not going to be the only playtest. And remember that Sharkmob, right now, the studio that is currently looking at Exoborne, is in Malmö, Sweden. So, yeah, I think that you can bet that there is going to be a Europe playtest that is going to be happening, considering that they've already had some playtests with some other people. They had a lot of local playtests that they've been doing for Exoborne. They've had playtests with people that are from specifically Tarkov, that are from playtests with people that have played Tarkov but have moved away from Tarkov, and they've just got that bunch of people back and go okay, so you're an ex-Tarkov player, would you play Exoborne? And all of that. That's something that they've already said. So yeah, the signups are closed right now, but all the people, like I've told you, I've already warned a bunch of people. If you have signed up for the playtest, you are officially signed up for future playtests. Right now, if you didn't get into this one, it doesn't mean that you aren't going to get in for other playtests. So what's going to be happening in the future for this is when is the next one going to be? What's going to be the criteria for the other ones? Their answer right now in the Discord is one playtest at a time. There is more to come, but right now they're going to take all the information that they have from this current playtest and all of the surveys and all the feedback, and they got to like get back all like huddle everyone together and go like, okay, let's look at the feedback, let's see what we can do, let's see what we can do to improve. So it might be possible that maybe an EU playtest, while it's going to be there in the future, though not officially, it might be a while before you hear anything about it, because this is the first kind of real public playtest that they got. So it like the time between playtests might be like longer, might be shorter, depends exactly what, it's up to them. Right now they have no pressure to release. There's no release date that's been announced or anything like that. There's no early access, there's no beta. There's people that confirm playtest with a beta. It is absolutely not that. A playtest is you have the game that is unfinished. You have an unfinished game, but they ask you to playtest it to figure out kind of, the playtest, the gameplay loop, like the general feel of the game. Is this something that interests you in terms of the general feel? Usually playtests are like that. Beta and early access is more like, here is a sort of finished product where everything is like kind of put together. You're not going to see a lot of boxes. You might see like some of those things where it's just like, here's an awesome and cool cinematic that is inserted here. You're not going to see any of that. This is just a general, like, if you go inside a playtest, like sometime you can be just seeing like the whole thing in gray. Like it's just gray boxes. It's just gray boxes, like there's going to be obstacles here. Your character isn't looking finished. This is generally just to get like, okay, you've got your abilities. Here's the environment that you're going to be in. Let's go around in this. Let's try everything. Let's just see like how does the general thing feel to you? Because then we're going to add all the rest of the things if you're cool with this. If you're not, then we got to go back to looking at our general concepts of the game and go rework them, okay? That's what a playtest is. So it's not a beta. It's not an early access, that thing. But enough about Exoborne. I just want to touch upon one thing that some people might find interesting because it's in the grander Vampire the Masquerade, sphere universe or that sort of thing. I don't know why. I just felt that it was interesting because I like this game. It was a cool game. If ever you don't know anything about Vampire the Masquerade, interested in vampires, you don't know much about it, but you want to play a little game. Well, the Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York game, it's a text-based game, okay? Has a really cool soundtrack, at least I think. It's a really cool atmospheric soundtrack, has a really nice story. It is now available on mobile if ever you want to play this game on the go. It's a very noob-friendly kind of game if you don't know anything about Vampire the Masquerade. It's got a lexicon also that comes along with it. I thought that some people might be interested in seeing this. Also, there's a follow-up called Shadows of New York, which kind of follows the same kind of story, or at least some of the characters. Might be coming, I would say, like there's a high chance of this coming in the future to mobile as well. So, yeah. Nice little story, nice little thing for Vampire the Masquerade. It's out there if ever you want to grab it. I was interested to like make a little how can you say, like a little spotlight on the other Vampire the Masquerade games. So that's it. That's all I had to say in the news. I mean, I'm sorry for the technical problems that we had at left and right, so that's really all I had to cover. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of editing for the people who are watching this on YouTube. So, yeah, so what's happening now? What can you expect now for Bloodhunt? Well, right now we've got the community vote that's going on. We've got fashion victims. Whenever I'm going to be putting the vote, probably on Monday or Tuesday, we're going to see. Going to be putting out the vote of fashion victims, so then we're going to see what we're going to do with fashion victims. In terms of events, we still have to look at what are we going to have for events. Maybe some people in the community want to step up and make some events. That'd be cool. Some scrims, maybe having their own little tournaments, maybe doing a competitive tournament. that could be interesting. We know that Sour D, like I said a moment ago, he's doing his PS5 tournament later on in the month on June 29th. So keep an eye out on the community events channel in the Bloodhunt Discord to know a little bit more about that. I'm going to be posting it on my Twitter, on my Discord, as I usually do. So spread the word for this event, sign up, participate, all of that stuff. And yeah, I just want to remind everyone, it's the beginning of the summer. People are going to be touching grass, touching sand. There's going to be less people involved in video games all over the video game sphere, so there might be less players playing in Bloodhunt as well as other games. So don't cry death of the game if ever you see that there are low numbers for the game. It's totally normal. Plus, it's been a while since we had any updates, so it's kind of normal that we're going to see less people playing the game. It doesn't mean that the game is dead, however. So continue to support the game if ever you can, if ever you want. Maybe come up with some events. I know that a lot of people know that right now, I need to take like a little break. I need to think about a lot of things for myself. Maybe stream a little more, maybe focus a little more about Bloodhunt. There's going to be some things that are going to be happening to my stream or my interest or any of that. So I'm going to let you know whenever that's going to be posted, whenever there's going to be like some changes for my stream. But I'm still going to be supporting Bloodhunt. That is not going away. That is one thing that's for sure. Still supporting Bloodhunt. So please join in, participate, watch the streams, or just lurk whenever those things are happening, those events, streams, and all of that stuff. Share, like, retweet, tell your friends about all the different events. Remember that right now the game is in our hands. It's in the community. Community is the key. The game will only die if we let it die, so help out, have fun, play the game. Don't burn yourself out on the game, though. There are other games out there that exist. It's totally normal to switch from one to the other. It's totally valid if you don't feel like streaming Bloodhunt, if you're a streamer. It happens once in a while. Gotta remember that right now, the game is only working because we're still supporting it. So keep that in your head. Right now, if you're hearing about people they're doing interesting things inside Bloodhunt for the community, doing like some competitions or stuff like that, or doing giveaways and blah blah, all that sort of stuff, let me know so I can give it a little bit more props inside the community. So that being said, please give me a follow on Twitch. Channel keeps on growing. I'm still going to be putting Bloodhunt forward, even though I might be playing other games. You never know. Might be some other things. Follow my socials. Thank you, Makrai. A lot of my socials are there. You can join in my Discord if you want to know whenever I'm going to be going live. All of my news, all of my tweets, everything is posted there automatically. I'm not that much of a community guy, but if you want to have a one-stop hub for everything that is related to Bloodhunt and me, it's all going to be posted there. So that's it. That's it for us this week. Remember to be kind to each other and to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.